anytime that I can airbrush something, I do. You know, say a little steering wheel, a little battery, a little nitrous bottle I'm working on. I want to spray it red. I'm not going to break out my airbrushing setup, fire up the compressor and the booth and all that, just to paint that one little item red. I mean, I've been known to do that, but I typically don't care. I don't want to brush it. I'd like to spray it. And I may not want to use a spray can or whatever. I've got a secret weapon that I use for these type of things all the time. I can't tell you how many times I've been going through building a model, stumbled across a couple parts that I had forgotten to paint or forgotten to, finish or whatever, or I might have primed them, and it's just a specific color, and I'm not really in the mood to get the airbrush out, fire up the booth, set up my pressures, mix paint, thin it, and do all these things, and then have to go through the cleaning process, or have the noisy compressor running late at night and things like that. So I use my secret weapon, and I use it all the time. And that is real simple. It's the propellant. I have one of these, this cap here with this propellant. These are still available, these caps. And it comes with a bottle, and it just pops off. This just snaps onto the can. And that's it. That's the whole setup. You can still buy the propellant, obviously. You can get it at Hobby Lobby if you use a 40% off coupon. It's, I don't know, around $5 maybe or so. That's less than a can of, your typical Testors or Model Master paints. And it's so simple. You can hook a Model Master acryl, enamels. Here's some clear enamel. Here's a bottle that, these bottles that come with it, or you can empty it out in an old bottle. I've got some Alclad black base in here, which is enamel. Even the big bottles, this is some dull coat, still the same size cap. You can pretty much hook any paint you want to one of these cans, and that's all there is to it, and spray. And it's fantastic for spraying little parts, just things you forgot, little quickies, touch-ups. The only key is with any painting is to thin it down if it needs to be to a milk-like consistency, and it will spray a beautiful finish. And just to show you, I sprayed 4 of these hubs with that Alclad black base, and I used my Propel can to do this. Didn't have to, but I did it just as an example. And just spritzed and sprayed and got that done. Knocked it out. Didn't have to do much cleanup, because all you have is this cap, this plastic cap and straw. There's no moving parts, there's no nozzles, no other pieces. This is just one single casting. It has a very tiny orifice at the top. You just drop that down in some thinner. Once you get through spraying, drop in some thinner. Let it sit overnight, forget about it, whatever, it doesn't matter. Take it out, spray it off, wash it off, whatever, and you're ready to go again. And as I said, it comes with a bottle if you want to mix your own color or something like that. Or you can just go ahead and hook it up to any of your Testors, Model Masters type paints, and spritz a few parts and be done. It's very simple. I love it. Been using it forever. This cap here is worth its weight in gold. And I know that, this is not a means of that you want to just use, exclusively to be painting your models and painting bodies and things like that. I mean, the more you spray and keep spraying and spraying, the can starts getting cold, starts changing pressure and stuff like that. But as far as spraying 4 or 5 little parts, or 1 little part, or 2 or 3, it sprays great. It does a great job. It atomizes very well. And it's just a quickie thing that you can just grab off the bench, hook up some paint, spray, throw your cap in some thinner, and carry on building, I've been, several times I've been at the point where, oh man, I'm kind of stalled on something because I forgot to paint something, and then I got to wait. I don't feel like hooking up the airbrush. It's late at night. I don't want to fire up the compressor. I don't want to do this or that. Hook up my little propellant can and go. And that's all there is to it. Now, if you can't find this cap, which they're still available, And usually they come in a set and you get some paints and stuff with it. So hey, you might spend 20 bucks. But it's well worth it. It's well worth it just having this cap. Plus you get the paints with it and everything anyway. You can step up to the little, this is made by Aztec, it's for testers or whatever. And it has several different caps. It has a color cup. You can put it on either side. It has a little pin that you put in depending on what side you put this cap on. And it's going to be a little more cleanup and whatnot, but it's about as simple. And what's nice is that it hooks to the propellant can. So you can just pop this on, put a little paint in, spray, throw your stuff in the thinner and be done, and not have to set up, you know, mess up your eye water and get your compressor going and set up your pressures and do all this and that. There's none of that involved. Your pressure's already set. The only thing you have to worry about is, you know, thinning your paint down a little bit that you're going to spray. And you know, I finally am revealing a secret weapon, which I've been keeping secret for a long time, believe it or not. And like I said, these are cheap. This can will last you a very, very long time as you're building, than to have one of these caps, throw it on the can, hook up, and go. Pop it off, throw it in your thinner, and move along. I mean, there's tons of people who've bought this to start out with modeling, and immediately, you know, not long they went into, you know, airbrushing and getting their compressor and all that. These caps are cheap. You can find them on eBay. You can find them all over the place. A lot of people consider this sort of a joke almost, you know, just this little. But I tell you what, it's a fantastic weapon to have in your arsenal, is this little cap. It does a great job of spraying. It puts out an excellent pattern, and it sprays just as well as about anything. I mean, like I said, I sprayed these hubs, these interior hubs, and as you can see, that is about as smooth and glossy as you can get, and there was no effort. No pressure setting, no anything like that. I sprayed it straight out of the bottle, and then moved on in my project. So if you get a chance, be on the lookout, or go ahead and pick one up. It's well worth it. Thanks for watching. Talk to y'all later. Bye.